will you fucking fight back?
Alright, welcome to Weeb Sheet.
Welcome to Weeb Sheet, guys.
We're now going to be going over Chapter 2 of Kengan Omega.
Starts off nice and simple this week.
Our boy Koga is just having dinner with basically Yashima and his family, or his son, that is. And
his younger son, Yasuo.
Yeah, which you can definitely see is just a much better atmosphere than it was with Kengan Ashura, where it was just kind of like a very sad, home lifestyle.
Yeah, nobody was really talking to each other.
I don't even think we met the son in
No,
the
we
series.
did. He was the one that was in the game.
Oh.
And now he has the construction job, so
yeah,
he turned his life around.
Yeah, basically, in much happy, healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
And they're just having, it looks like breakfast, rice, and all that stuff, and Koga's just deadpan staring with a little bead of sweat, just not used to this.
Yeah, this very homey lifestyle.
Especially because he just realized that Yamashita is, apparently a royal huge badass, and he's just this is not what I'm expecting.
Yeah, he still has like we've been saying, a normal lifestyle for such a big shot.
Yeah.
We find out that he's actually staying in the older son's room now.
Yeah, because the older son that was in charge had basically was using that one guy to run the entire organization. I guess he moved out, and, he just took his room.
Yeah, so...
And, because he, flew all the way to the region of Japan where they're at, he's like, okay, yeah, you're gonna work for me, you're gonna live with me, I'm gonna make you a fighter. So...
Such a nice guy, just letting him stay at his house.
And he's just happy eating his noodles. The fact that he just
has a smile for once.
I guess it's just the stark contrast of Mr. Stressed out and freaking out 24/7. It's very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where we realize, his second son is a construction worker. He seems like a pretty swell guy. When we knew who he was before, it's he's also a major improvement, as we've stated.
Yeah. So, big turnaround. Oma definitely had a really big impact on Yamashita's family. And, yeah. Yeah.
And, basically, Yamashita's basically saying he's gonna be home late, I won't need dinner, blah, blah, because he's gonna be doing something regarding the office. And Koga's like, hey, yeah, okay, I'll go with you, but, oh, I thought he was gonna, I'm heading to the office? Oh, I'm thinking too far ahead.
Yeah, so, again, they're going for a walk.
He does not like to drive.
Or being driven, anyway.
And Koga even mentions it, how you don't really think CEOs would be the type of man that would just walk down the streets to work. And because showing how simple he is, he's just I enjoy my walks. It's a very nice way to live.
Yeah.
And
I think it might also be a very good way for him to be helped with his stress, just the walking factor.
Yeah.
Just the peacefulness of it.
Yeah, because his life before, before the Kengan matches, it was constant stress due to having to deal with the crazy workplace and his shitty job and always being last minute because he was just overworked and overstressed, and now he's just taking it easy. He even makes mention of it. It's just most people need to just take it easy in their lives, take it easy in the morning, and it's probably what changed his life around.
Also the fact that I think he might be enjoying his new job compared to his old one. I don't think he was a big fan of his old job. I think he was just stuck there at that point.
Oh yeah, he was just stuck. He wanted to quit, he just basically didn't have anywhere else to go, so seeing as he's now the CEO of his own company, it's very much heartwarming.
Yeah. And
they're just talking about Koga's now basically stands in the company, but basically and how he's going to be a fighter, and they're just discussing the future, how he's very thankful, but doesn't own people because Yashimita is giving him room and board, giving him work, and
he wants to give him clothes.
Yeah.
And he's I just tried to tone my clothes down, but this is as much as I'm toning them down.
And you see a tiger on the back of his, again, another sporty shirt or something like that. He's a very rambunctious, rebellious type of guy. Basically.
But he's also very respectful from what we've seen so far.
He's respectful in the way that he wants to hold up to his own word and doesn't own people's favors. So if someone does good by him, he has to I feel like he's the type of guy that, like, if you help him out, and even if he doesn't like you, he has to help you out because, fuck, I now owe you one.
Yeah. I feel like that's very big in Japanese culture, just that whole respect kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, no. You won't find that, like, here in America, especially New Jersey. And, he even makes a joke, basically, like, saying, like, hey, yeah, like, I can dress different because I got this python print double-breasted, suit.
Yeah.
And, like, Gusher's, no. Your line shirt will do. It's fine. And, when we get to the office,
we finally meet up with the secretary, Akiyama Kade?
Cade?
Let's call her Cade.
Yeah, Cade. Basically, she was the secretary of Nogi from back in,
Nogi groups?
Yep. But when they transferred over, it looks like she was one of the people that helped start off and bring on the company.
Koga's like starstruck when he sees her.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like falls in love with her automatically.
Well, yeah, she was always the beauty of like the group, where like
Yeah.
everyone who like did flirt with women tried flirting with her. And I find that funny. You actually have to say those who did flirt with women.
It was a lot. I feel like
There was like the people that actually cared for women and the people that just like, I live to fight. Women are beneath me.
Yeah, like Oma.
Yeah, exactly. The one who would literally run away from
So
the
we
girl.
definitely see that Koga's not Oma.
Oh yeah, he's like, oh, hot girl, what up? He even just like says it, dreamy.
So,
And, oh yeah,
Yamashita mentions how she's much older than him.
and she has you'd expect, like, basically, no, a little bit, not quite a bit, and it's like, probably some little annoyance in that.
Yeah, so...
And, he's just explaining about Cade, and saying, like, yeah, no, she's been secretary of CEO of, his old work, and, like, she's very capable.
He mentions how he has another secretary who's out in Egypt right now, doing some work stuff.
And one thing that we gotta state, basically, when he's describing her, he's saying how she's a very capable and very important, like, good person. Like, not good, like, good to work with, hard worker, unlike himself. So he's like, yeah, no, she's much harder working than I. And she's like, Mr. CEO, please stop. Like, you don't have to put yourself down, you have to be more confident. But he's still smiling about it.
Yeah, that's definitely something we still see that's carried over from from Kengan Asura, that he doesn't really have a high opinion of himself.
Yeah, but he's doing this more in, like, the cheerful, like, she's an even harder worker than I, like, in a very boss.
Boasting her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, and, Koga's like, oh, yeah, you guys must have a relationship, like, you've known each other for a while, because they're just talking like friends. And, yeah, and Koga's, like, confused, like, why the fuck like, because the other girl, she's in Egypt right now.
Yeah, so he's trying to understand why she would be in Egypt.
Like, what do you do? What are you doing in Egypt? Why is there in Egypt?
Yeah.
Alright, and, alright, so this is where Yamashita basically states that he's gonna, like, be out for a while.
He's got some work stuff he's got to take care of.
And he has to go by himself.
Yeah, he's going to talk to the Kengan Association chairman today.
Yeah.
So he's going to talk to Mr. Nogi from the Nogi group, because
Nogi Hideki,
which we know is the
leader
now.
Mm-hmm, because it was actually going to be Yamashita, but he won the tournament and then gave the head of it to Nogi, because he says, no,
the bearded guy, the biker guy won it.
Yeah, he did win it.
And Nogi wanted to give it to Yamashita, but Yamashita said he wasn't going to be able to run it.
Yeah.
So
because I remember. The bearded guy won, gave the title to Nogi
because he would have lost everything if he didn't give it to him. And
honestly, the guy just like, I don't really want to be this. This isn't where you are much better. I just wanted
the whole reason why he wasn't even in the fight and participated in there was because of
the bearded. I think it was the bearded guy. He just wanted
because he wanted to fight.
And like he's like, listen, you're my best man, so I'm gonna let you have this fight.
Yeah.
He didn't want to win the king, and so he gave it to Nogi. Nogi tried to give it to Yamashita.
And Yamashita turned it down.
Yeah. And the weirdest thing is, Yamashita, again, seriously, if anyone hasn't read the Kengan Ashura or Asura, however you explain it, read it, because Yamashita, apparently's ancestors
We're really big fighters.
And, like, connected to, like, the very beginning of the Kengan matches, and Nogi's, like, ancestors always held a great debt to Yamashita.
Yeah.
And this was him trying to pay it off, and was so starstruck, confused, like, what the hell? I'm trying to give you, like, the greatest, like, title that you were, like, you and your ancestors deserved. And,
but you turned it down.
Yeah, so... That was a side rant, but, like...
They're definitely really close. Like, they both hold each other to, like, high esteem. Is that even a thing?
Yeah, it's just basically respect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so...
As soon as he leaves...
So there's an awkward silence, and Koga basically...
The first question he asks, he even says the first question, how old are you?
Yeah, and then she's just like, nope, not taking... No.
Yeah.
It's obviously...
Kanda is like, no, I'm not answering that.
Yeah. Because he's definitely gonna try and flirt with her, no doubt. So it's basically it follows Yamashita to the Nogi Incorporated. It would have been really cool if we met Nogi's boss as he's going up there, but we're not gonna see him.
Yamashita's boss, you mean?
Yeah,
that would have been hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, because we saw him basically like
in the latest chapters of Kengan Asura before it kind of wrapped it up,
where he basically resigned and basically said, "Nah, I'm good." And it completely put him in his place when he got a limo full of CEOs.
So we cut to the CEO's office, which is Mr. Nogi.
He just like spins around, and he actually Nogi apologizes to him. She's saying, "Sorry, I know you're busy." So, which is cool, like interesting, because just in the first time you get to see Nogi in this new second series, you just see there's kind of like this statue like presence of him like on the top guy.
Very hardworking. Like he's got this harder exterior. Like you can literally tell.
He's the one saying sorry to Yamashita, who's just this nice, playful guy in comparison. Yeah. And so basically, they just start having talk like, "Oh, have you lost weight? Da da da," and like there's this new secretary who replaced Kaid when she transferred, and her name is Kamishima Mana. God, we were not good with these names. And she's just sweating because she knows, like, yo, these are two huge CEOs.
Especially Mr. Yamashita. She's like, oh my god, that's Mr. Yamashita.
Yeah, he's the Mr. Badass, and they're just talking about, like, oh yeah, you lost weight.
They're having small talk.
Yeah. And basically... She's seeing him, like, in the
She's this inner dialogue.
Yeah, of, like, how powerful and, like, destructive this guy is. And we just see Yamashita just have this, like, glow fire effect behind him.
Like, this aura.
Yeah, the aura that, like, Koga couldn't see.
Yeah, he's got the same aura that Metsuro has, pretty much. So that's pretty cool.
And the funniest thing is the next scene, you see his smiley face. Like, she's staring directly at him. He's like, oh, yeah,
he doesn't
new
look
secretary?
anything like
That's
that.
cool. Yeah, she apparently she's a big fan of his, or so Nogi states.
Yeah.
And like, you should say hi to her. It's complete contrast of Mr. Powerful, all destructive to, no, hire. She's
What's
neat.
up? Yeah.
So they're still having small talk, but basically, like a drink, and he says like, listen, I need to talk to you. The Kengan Association is losing its cohesion. So basically, it seems like they're falling apart, especially ever since the whole cyber leak and the destruction that happened with the last tournament.
Yeah, he mentions how it might be members who didn't want him to kind of climb to the top.
And it's probably...
They were too scared of Metsuro, that's what we have to, remember from Kengan Asura.
And there were people who were just trying to dismantle it, just to dismantle it.
Exactly. So especially now that Mr. Nogi's up top, they think there might have a little more push on Nogi compared to Metsuro.
Yeah, because... Metsuro, no one would ever dare defy him.
Yeah, everyone was scared of him.
But Nogi's the new guy. Like, let's push him over. He doesn't. Yeah. So, basically, they come to realization someone from the Kengan Association is trying to destroy the Kengan Association. Blah, 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 blah.
But yeah, so, they do mention, Purgatory.
Yeah.
And how it's up and coming.
It's more
starting to become the largest one.
Yeah.
It's like really catching up to the Kengan Association at this point.
It's like it has even a greater momentum than Kengan.
Yeah.
And they're scouting the greatest martial artists, and like at any expense right now. So they're trying to get better fighters than the Kengan, which is like basically going to disrupt it because Kengan is known for the greatest fighters.
Yeah, it even mentions how they're trying to poach some of their better fighters.
Mm-hmm. So basically, they're now built. They realize they have to have a countermeasure. They have to fight this.
This might be a kind of a little bit of foreshadowing.
Oh, definitely foreshadowing.
For, like, some of the people from the Kengan Association ending up fighting for Purgatory.
Yeah.
Which would be...
I imagine, if anything, I feel like there's going to be some fighters who are going to join Purgatory, not just because they want to fight the Kengan, like, that association, just because they want to fight people within the Kengan Association.
Yeah.
They want that challenge. I really hope our mercenary boy comes back, who has no eyes, I think.
He's blind.
He's blind.
Well, he got the new eyes. So
but yeah, it's like... either way, I liked him just because he was just a complete badass. Just like, no, I'm not dying for this. He may come back because if Purgatory is expending no expense. He may come back and he may fuck some shit up because he may like, yo, this is worth the money.
Since he is a mercenary,
he does worth the money.
We have to see which side of this he's going to be on.
Definitely Purgatory. If they are sparing... He's not a good guy by any means.
Oh, no, he just does what's good for himself.
Yeah,
but he does owe a favor.
Oh, yeah.
So, if she calls in the favor...
Yeah, it's the one free favor.
He might have to do it.
But she was really pissed off, and she's not necessarily...
Oh, no, she wanted the favor. That's why she...
Yeah, no, but the thing is, she herself isn't a good person, so she may actually switch sides and use that favor to get him on her side. Remember, she wasn't a very good human either. She was, like, crazy.
That's true.
Yeah.
She was a little bipolar.
Everyone in that thing is crazy, to be honest.
Yeah, so...
So, alright, and then they're basically... we see Nogi, basically saying, asking his assistant, whether Kimishima has responded. And basically, they're going over some appointments, and it looks like, they're discussing how to countermeasure the Purgatory approach.
Yeah, so...
And then, so...
Yamashita's really shocked about this.
Because he's like, you don't mean, yes, the Purgatory representative, Toyota Idemitsu. Toyota. It's a fucking Toyota. That's... Alright, we're finding the car, man. He's gonna basically negotiate a merger of the two.
Okay, so what we find out in this chapter, which is...
Yeah,
a lot of big information dropped. The winner, they're going to set up a tournament. Best fighters from the Kengan Association against the best fighters from the Purgatory.
Well, they didn't state that yet. They basically said they're going to suggest a merger.
Well, Purgatory issued.
Yeah. And
a proposal.
Mm-hmm. And because, like, he's right now, like, he's like, a merger? No, like, the Kengan is Kengan. You don't merge it with someone less. And basically Purgatory issued the proposal that they have a versus match.
Yeah, and the winner of this
will take over the other.
Exactly, will kind of absorb the other company. It's not really a company.
Association. Yeah.
So.
And it'll be a year from now.
So. This is awesome, because if we go back to the very first thing in Chapter 0.
Yep.
It was Gao, Ryuki, like, standing up against a masked man. We can fully assume now. Oh,
that's going to be the...
That is the first match of the Kengan Association against Purgatory.
I still say that would have been, like, a callback to, like, an earlier match, but you know what? You're probably not wrong. It may be, like, a foreshadowing of how Gao's going to be fighting.
100%.
But I'm interested, because it's going to be 13 fighters on each side. Yeah. So there's going to be 13 members from the Kengan versus 13 members of the Purgatory, and basically the winner will absorb the losing organization. What I'm really interested in seeing is basically, is it going to be a one-on-one match? Or are we going to basically be seeing some tag team matches? Or are we going to be seeing some, like, 5-on-5, basically the 10 that survive on each side move on to the next round? Like, is it going to be just mano-y-mano? Or are we actually going to see group versus group? And I would love to see some combination fighters.
I think it might be the same thing as it was last time during the Kengan Association, where, like, one side of the bracket is Purgatory matching up against the other side of the bracket, which is Kengan.
Well, no, the bracket basically would mean that with that methodology, the Kengan fighters would have to basically fight each other to only one versus the Purgatory fighters would fight each other to one Purgatory. That's what the bracket versus bracket does.
Well, this is what I'm imagining. So it would be Kengan Association member against Purgatory Association member. Winner goes on to the next one. Kengan
and so they
Purgatory. And they keep going and like...
So the bracket is changed every single round then because...
Yeah, because the remaining Purgatory would have to go up against the remaining Kengan members.
What's gonna suck
and vice versa.
Basically, well, I'm curious how that's gonna go because you'd have to 13 versus 13. If you have more people win from the Purgatory side than the Kengan side or vice versa, then you have a huge disadvantage because now it's going to be say 3 people winning on the Kengan side versus 10 people on the Purgatory side. The 3 people on the Kengan side may be strong as hell, but they're fighting 3 times their size. 3 times the
3 more matches.
So it's I'm very curious how they're going to do this Battle Royale versus mode.
Yeah.
I still want to see some group fighting. I really want to see some group fighting because I want to see some of these people just work together.
I feel like it would take away from their fighting styles, man.
I know, you can build off of each other's fighting styles.
Because the whole reason these things are so big is
it's all
because
strong
it's one-on-ones. And even
well, no, they're
they
changing
mentioned
the
Kengan
whole
Association versus Purgatory. They only show 1 against 1. They don't show a row of people against
I know the reality of it, but it's still a cool idea.
Yeah, I
in
guess.
my very childlike mindset.
Oh, I just can't wait.
Yeah.
Just the fact that they foreshadowed, in Chapter 0 for it.
That still could be the past. I still say that could be the past.
No way, man. Not a chance.
No.
That looked like it was way too good.
I mean, again, the whole Ryuki clan probably hasn't changed genetically in 10 generations, so don't be surprised that they still look the same way from the 13th century.
But yeah, so it's gonna be
gonna be badass.
I feel like this manga is gonna be way longer than Kengan Asura.
Probably, seeing as they're getting a lot more traction and everything, they're gonna probably have a lot more freedom.
Not only that, but they're already setting up for a 1-year timeline of training. So unless there's a time skip,
there's gonna be time.
Because we have to see if Koga's even in the matches or if he trains enough to...
There's no way Koga's not gonna be matches. So you think we're actually gonna get a huge training arc?
That's what I'm thinking. If
Koga's
that's
gonna be fucking awesome.
Koga has to be. Unless Koga's the new Rito. Remember Superman Rito? Was the weakest one that was in there?
Yeah.
Unless Koga ends up being like Rito, I think that's what's gonna happen. So, yeah, I guess we'll find out. But not only that, there's 13 members against 13 members. What I'm thinking is it going to be whoever has more wins? So if like you were saying, what if 13 members, 10 members of the Purgatory win? It's 10 against 3, so they win?
I don't think that's going to happen because all it's going to say is, I'm stronger than you, so you may have lost against that weak guy, but you're nothing against me, and that type of shit. I feel like that's not going to happen because there's always going to be that one guy pushing for that challenge. They have to have tiers.
Yeah,
there's no way this... So that's why I'm curious how they're going to get this so that's still kind of fair, but interesting at the same time.
Because when we look back at the Kengan matches, how many people were fighting? It wasn't 26. It was way less. And we had over 200 chapters, if I remember correctly.
They didn't start the Kengan matches till at least halfway through the manga.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
it was 100 chapters just related to the Kengan matches. And we take 20 to 30 chapters away because of just between matches and little things outside the matches and the attempted takeover. So assume 70 chapters for just the tournament. That's a gross assumption, but yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting. I'm really excited for this.
So I want to see this training arc. So basically, back to the manga. Yamashita is basically freaking out. If we seeing that the King Association will be dissolved if they lose. How could you set up this match? How could you put so much at stake? And he's freaking out. The first time we've seen him freak out in this
first time we see him as he was in Kengan Asura.
Yeah. And he's don't worry, the King Association won't lose. How do I know this? Because you're gonna select the 13 representatives. He basically puts the most stressful situation regarding this Kengan association
on Yamashita.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, no, this is now you. This is now up to you because I'm done with it. I'm gonna make sure this happens, but you're gonna be the one doing all the important decision.
And we see another one of his
basically
awesome
the whole
faces.
Just like, wait, what? And then like him screaming, "Come again!" And like this is the classic Yamashita, basically like Yamashita's face that I'm used to of screaming, confusion, stress. Why are you doing this? What the hell? And it's like he's freaking out.
And again, he's like, "Am I really getting dragged into this?"
Yeah. So then we basically see what I assume is the president of the Purgatory, Toyota. Basically, and it's
in his big mansion.
Oh yeah,
castle thing.
Out on a resort somewhere. He's
yeah.
swimming in a pool, and you don't see his face, and like he's
jacked.
Yeah, he's jacked.
I think he's one of the fighters, to be honest.
A lot of the CEOs of who were part of it were past fighters, so it's not surprising. But you see, like he's got like these like kind of cool tattoos all around his back, looks like coral reefs or some sort of fish, or basically old school Yakuza tattoos. I don't know how to explain it properly. And he's basically stating that like the Kengan Association was pretty greedy, keeping all those fighters and all that all the power to themselves. And with the new chairman, he's like, well, now I'm kind of greedy myself, so I kind of want all that Kengan under my power. Because, like, he's, like, talking down about the Kengan Association for being greedy, but then he's like...
he wants to do the same thing.
Yeah, because I'm pretty greedy. And you see a little musical note, so he's singing it to himself. So this guy's probably going to be a character of sorts. Yeah. Like, he's not going to be a stone-cold face.
I don't think he's going to be like Mr. Nogi. I think he's going to participate in it, to be honest.
Do you think he's, like, this is going to be the first time a CEO chairman is also his own fighter?
Second time. No,
I don't think he's...
Well, because he's a chairman.
Yeah.
So, but we've seen Rito fight, and he was the leader of his quote-unquote...
Oh, yeah.
So...
Oh, yeah! I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah.
He was his own CEO, and also he was his own fighter.
Yeah, so... this might be another one of those things.
Yeah, but it's still just pretty rare to see that.
This is just... Yeah, we're just still spitballing.
Yeah. Because it's still the beginning of this manga that this can go anywhere. So we go back to the office of the Yamashita Train Company, and it's kind of cool. Koga has a little hairnet over him, like cleaning up.
Koga's like cleaning everything. I think.
Is he using a paint roller on the chair?
No, I think that's like a lint roller.
That's an extreme lint roller. It looks like a paint roller. He has a dustpan in one hand and a lint or paint roller on
the other hand,
and he's just going against a chair. He's like basically saying like
he's asking
Kaede like, hey, when can we go for lunch?
Yeah.
The thing is again, this is Japan, so he's using her first name Kaede just willy-nilly when usually you'd want to go last name Akaima,
especially since she's older than him.
Yeah.
So
and he's like, so, hey, Kaede, when we get lunch, don't use my first name. Okay, how about Kaede? Like, giving her, a
nickname.
Which, again, is usually only after you've gained respect and known someone for a bit and you're growing close.
Yeah.
He's still probably going to be flirting with her, so he's just trying to jump the gun.
So, this is cool. He sees her going through the computer into the fighters.
Yep, she's going through the list of fighters right now.
From the Kengan Association.
Yep.
Which has him, which piques his interest, to say the least.
Yeah, and she's like saying how there's two different types of fighters. There are corporate sponsored and freelance fighters. Yeah. And, like, she's just, I guess, showing him some of the information that he's gonna have to know about, like, the, fighting, the members involved with this.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, you got some data on fighters. So, he's referring to, like, have you ever met this one fighter from before? And he starts pulling out a photograph. As
he pulls out the photograph, they hear footsteps coming up to the office. They both turn around, and we find out that it is...
No, we don't find out. We just see this dark figure walking up, and as he still has a photo in his eye, they both, like, wide-eyed.
That's what I'm saying. We find that in the very next panel.
And we just see the back of, basically, this man with like a cloak and hair, we've seen before.
Which is Gao.
Yeah.
I mean, we still haven't seen his face, but we could...
You can tell. It's the same exact outfit and hairstyle that Ryuko, and they both just basically freak out.
And he's like, is this Yamashita Trading Company?
Yeah, but you all of a sudden...
drops the picture.
Yeah, drop picture, and we see Oma. It's a picture of Oma, but basically...
As he drops it, he's like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. So, Ryuko's like, what do you mean? Do I know you? He is so confused. But Koga, on the other hand, basically goes full on anime. Fucking veins popping out of his neck, aura coming out of him. He just looks like...
Found you.
Yeah, he has a murder vibe. He's like, I'm gonna fight you, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna do something like... He has this most strained, angry face. It's just like... But it's just like, funny, because Ryu's... Who are you?
He's nonchalant about it. Doesn't even care.
Yeah. And, that's basically the end of chapter 2, other than just basically... a little image of basically stressing out Yamashita, saying like, "Yeah, no, how can I refuse? God damn it, I don't want to do this."
Yeah, he's thinking about it. He's like, damn it.
Yeah, go start
put me
finding
in a situation again.
Yeah, go start finding fighters for me. Start doing the most stressful task in your entire career regarding the Kengan Association.
Yeah, so
keep it alive.
This was an awesome chapter.
Yeah,
a lot of information on it.
This is a very... Because basically now we know the main theme of the Kengan Omega, like, this one, or Kengan Ashura 2, as some people are calling it, is gonna be... Basically, the first series was basically the introduction of the Kengan Association. This one's gonna be the fight to keep the Kengan Association versus the...
Afloat.
Yeah.
Versus the Purgatory, who's the new and up-and-coming association.
And we're going to see probably a lot of people get betrayed from previous Kengan members. We're probably going to see basically the difference between a Kengan match and a Purgatory match. I bet you anything, because the Purgatory match...
We have to, find out who some of these fighters are.
Yes, not only some of these fighters are, but basically the Kengan matches went on for so long because there's, a strict, code of conduct, I imagine.
Yeah.
And with Purgatory probably being the new, more flashy thing, we're going to see why you want to keep it Kengan. And you don't want to go Purgatory. I imagine they're going to be
the other way around.
Yeah.
Why Purgatory's doing so good and then you found
I feel like they're going to be a lot more dirty in the fighting
I feel
aspect.
like there's a lack of rules.
Lack of rule, lack of respect, and probably a lot more fights to the death.
Yeah.
Whereas, in the Kengan matches, that could happen. In Purgatory, that's, much more, I don't know, expected. I feel like that's making it so gross so much, is that it's a much more brutal... Well, the thing that's why it's hard to say that is because people do die in the Kengan matches, but it always seemed rare. You fought until someone just passed out or couldn't fight. That's how I'm seeing what probably Purgatory's growing, is they have a lot more money, they're showing a lot more violence, and they're probably being a lot more open about it, letting the public see these matches, which is probably causing kids you don't want to do that probably for a reason.
Yeah.
So we're gonna it's just very interesting to see. That's where the direction of this series is going.
Yeah, it's got a new dynamic to it, new flow to the whole manga. We'll see if there's a training arc. Hopefully, there
better be a training arc. I want to see Koga.
Oh, can you imagine Koga getting fucking trained by Gao?
No, Gao and Koga, because Gao has shit fighting experience. But Koga has fighting experience, but shit skill or shit strength right now in comparison.
So if they train, that'd be so cool, man.
Yeah. Because I feel like oh shit, what if your guy basically is one of the trainer, the bearded guy basically, since he's already training
Rito?
Yeah. He trains these guys too, because it's
No way, I don't see that happening, because that's a different style completely.
I don't know why. I want some of the previous fighters of the last tournament to train these guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I can't wait to find out who the new fighters are going to be for this tournament.
I can't wait. I'm curious with Purgatory, because there's gotta be some... I feel like we're going to get a lot of callbacks, but we're also going to get some brand new fighters.
Exactly. Because it's going to be 26 fighters.
Yep, 26 fighters.
26 fighters last time. I mean, we did, but they weren't all top tier fighters.
I'm going to say that at least 13 to 16 fighters are going to be callbacks to the last series. That's my current standing.
I guarantee you Rito's going to be a big play. Imai Cosmo already made a jump in the manga very early into it, so he's 100% going to be a very big piece into this whole ordeal. So,
but there's got to be at least 13 to 16 old faces, and everyone else is going to be brand new.
yeah.
Because like it just makes more sense. They're gonna have a lot of callbacks coming back to reprise their roles, and then a brand new people that we don't know. Because one of the cool things about the series is when they're fighting, we learn more about their fighting styles.
And we still don't know who the main fighter for the Nogi group and the Yamashita Trading Company are, which is
no, because he didn't even realize he had to do this. So starting now,
he does have one though. He does have one because he said you could be my backup fighter for now. So he definitely has one. Mm-hmm. I can't wait to find out who it is. And
this series is going to get really, really intense. Yeah. And I think it's going to be on the better because we actually know the Kengan Association, where before we were constantly learning it, we didn't really understand it. Now, going into it, we do know, but we don't understand this new method of fighting. So things are going to be a lot more interesting, and I want to see the murder... the Saxon Murder Clan, the Koga Clan. I call it Murder Clan, and the bodyguards. I want them to have more prominent role.
Yeah,
I want those bodyguards. I really like the bodyguards just because they're just badasses.
Yeah. All right, guys.
So that was chapter 2 of Kengan Omega. As you can probably tell, our audio has been far better since chapter 0.
Thankfully.
Yep. And going on, we're going to keep on doing this and maybe add some more material.
Yeah. Try to update our stuff as well.
Yep.
Make it better for you guys.
Alright. Well, thank you so much for listening and have a good day.
See ya, guys.